The Australian Superbike Championship series is over for another year, and what a great series it was. But what goes on behind the scenes of an Aussie Superbike race team? Well, let me tell you this, they have a very clean workshop. Have a look.
Kawasaki BCperformance, the people involved in our team for this year is we have two Superbike riders, one of them being Brian Starring and the other one being Carl Buckley. He's a young up-and-coming rider. This will be his first full season on a Superbike. I think he's definitely a name to look out for in the future. Brian is a seasoned pro. He's ridden MotoGP, World Superbike, every class you can name of. And we won the first round, which was pretty cool. We've got a fairly large outfit. For a small privateer team, it seems like we have got a large amount of people involved. Each Superbike rider has two mechanics, so one of them being a crew chief and the other one being a chassis mechanic.
My role here is to look after all the race bikes, so that'll be our super bikes and also our 600 super sport bikes. So a lot of maintenance, servicing the bikes between rounds. Basically with those bikes we try to pull them right down to the bare bones, all the components apart, so we can give them a thorough inspection, put them all back together so that they're in 100% working order for the boys when they're out on track.
We obviously do development with the bikes as well, so we have a full dyno facilities here where we can test the bikes, make sure that they're up to scratch and up to speed. Obviously it's very competitive out there, so we need to make sure we've got a fast motorcycle, and luckily with the Kawasaki Ninja X10R we're starting off with a very good base package. And we don't have to do much to it to make it, what we need for a racetrack. We also obviously have full engine builder facilities here, and our engine builder strips the motors, builds them back up and builds them to the finest tolerances to make sure that we're the fastest bike on track. We have two full-time members of staff plus myself, so there's three of us that work full-time in the team. One of those guys, Adam, he's actually a chassis mechanic for Brian Starring. He's our full-time mechanics. His day job is basically preparing and building race bikes for the Kawasaki BCperformance.
Kawasaki bike, it seems to be fairly indestructible really, it doesn't put a foot wrong and it's super fast. Like the boys straight out of the box doing record speeds down the straight, so they're fast, they're reliable, they handle well, the guys can consistently put them on podium.
So we've got a truck that is just purpose is to go racing. In that truck we keep a load of spares in there and stuff like that in the eventuality we might need something. Over a race weekend, in the unlikely event that one of our riders has a crash in practice or qualifying, we need to rebuild that motorcycle over that weekend to make sure it's ready for the race on Sunday.
The bikes are just so good to work on, they're really simple to work on. I've worked on other bikes with other races and some of them can be a bit tricky. These things are just so simple.
We do like working the Kawasaki's and we seem to know how to get them to going fast.